Hey guys, so it's been a while since I've seen y'all. Well, I got a little sick. My voice is a little bit different from the last time I was on. I went down by Devil's River to watch the amazing eclipse that we had, which was so awesome. And with family, and we played for about 3 days and came back. And when I came back, my allergies were not liking it at all. So I actually tried to do this reading before I left. I ran out of time. I tried to do it as soon as I got back, and I got sick. So I couldn't get through it. And this is kind of funny, but it's a reading about changes. So when that happens, I always wonder if there was something that was going on that needed to happen before I put the reading out itself. So, just curious. And we did have the eclipse, so maybe they were wanting me to wait till afterwards to put this reading out. But here it is. So I have 3 piles here, and I went ahead and pre-picked 3 oracles to start. I haven't looked at them yet, so we'll all see them for the first time. And then we have 3 stones as well. So pile 1, y'all have the Opalite dice. And then pile 2, y'all have the labradorite. And then pile 3, y'all have the Hematite. And I'll have these listed below in the description box. And I'm also going to put a little side message of what each one of these stones is meant for. Also, there's a meditation, as always. If you want to take a deep breath, focus on which pile you feel most drawn to. It's possible there could be more than one message. And if you feel called to another one, it could be that there's partially a message there for you, or perhaps a message that you're needing to express to someone else about someone else's experience. Like I said, timestamps for everything will be down below, and I will see you at your pile. Hey, pile 1. So if you chose the Opalite dice, then this is going to be your reading. Okay, so we're going to put your dice over. I have all these stones on my desk today. So we're going to put your dice right there. Actually, right there is fine. Okay, so we're going to start with the first card. Now remember, these are whatever changes are ahead. So this could be something small. This could be something big. I have no idea what we're going to get into, so I'm excited. So let's take a look at your first card here. Intuition. Okay. So a couple of things here with intuition. Perhaps maybe this is something that your intuition has already been picking up on, something that you felt like was coming. There's a couple other things here as far as there could have been some sort of dream or wish that you've had where, like a vision of something that you wanted, but it has, maybe you've lost hope with that, or you've kind of given up on something here. You've almost created something new or something different for yourself to kind of put the fact that whatever you had hoped for hasn't come into fruition here for you. So you've made peace with it, or you've kind of connected the dots there for yourself in order to make a path into something new, okay? Okay. There's also this idea that you've reflected on yourself a lot. You've reflected on yourself a lot about this desire or wish that you perhaps once had, and why that was, like different aspects or ideas around why you had that desire to begin with. There's a lot of inner reflection going on there with that. It's funny because this dove here, which is a symbol of peace and hope, is just resting on her shoulder. And it's almost like you're just comfortable now. It's like you're very connected with your intuition, and you're just comfortable now with where things are or how you see things. And it's given you an overall sense of peace. So you've really connected with your intuition here. Whoever I'm speaking with, it's like you're really in tune with your intuition right now, and that's why you're having this overall sense of peace, kind of allowing things to unfold naturally, right? There's also this idea of a new moon, which is here, you know, but almost kind of owning this new beginning or owning this new path in your life or direction, or this change that's here or that's coming. For some of you, the timelines may be a little different. You may be already into this, experiencing this. For some of you, you may have not experienced it quite yet. Some of you may be already kind of up and going in this new beginning here, this change. But this is so Nine of Pentacles to me. It's like a mix between a Nine of Pentacles and the High Priestess energy, which is pretty freaking cool, right? Because that's some serious character right there. It's like where you're really like connecting with your like the best version of yourself, you know, and your intuition and like being understanding of what you need to do and how you need to do it. It's almost like going into a maze and already knowing how to get to the end of it without even being able to explain it. You just have faith that if you just keep going forward, you're going to find your way. It's that kind of feeling, and it's like you're owning it, you know. There's confidence that's here, and I think that you're satisfied, or you're realizing that you're happy with whatever changes are transpiring or will transpire here. Okay, so, and then you have, no. So funny, this is actually the number 18. It says, "Dear Spirit, bring a gentle touch." This is I think this is kind of a request here from Spirit. I think this is more so there's this idea to, I just heard be genuine, but to be gentle, to be open and giving. And you can't have that really without having the sense of peace that you have with your intuition. For whatever the circumstance, it's like this change. If you weren't this way here, you wouldn't be able to be gentle. If you weren't at peace with the changes, if you weren't feeling like you were connected intuitively with these changes, then you wouldn't be at peace or be able to be gentle when it comes to things that you're unaware of or you don't see or can't see. Like, otherwise you would be in your head and you wouldn't be as open as what you need to be in order for the changes to really come into fruition like they're meant to. And I think that this is also kind of a guidance expressing to be gentle. I gotta tell y'all a story. Just feel it. So where I used to live, I lived on a lot of acreage, and I had 2 dogs that are animals, of course, and animals are animals. And I was walking one morning and with my husband at the time, and we heard a noise and looked over, and he said, "I think that's a baby deer," and my dogs took off after it, you know, and got it, unfortunately, and there was no stopping them. Well, they heard it real bad, and I went over there and through the brush and grabbed it, and it was a baby, little baby, and of course its mother was nowhere to be found, but I sat there and held it until it passed away, and I just sat there, and it was just the saddest thing in the world. It's going to make me cry even thinking about it. It's just the saddest thing. Fawns are so beautiful, and I mean, I did not talk to my dogs for like 2 months straight, and they knew I was mad at them. They knew why I was mad at them, but you can't help Mother Nature, right? But I sat there and held it, and I was so upset, you know, with my dogs and so emotional and everything. But I knew at the time, like, all that deer, all I could do at that point, all I could do was to sit there and be gentle and, like, pet the baby until it passed. And then I was just say, like, you know, it's not alone. I was there with it. And I don't know why I'm getting this feeling here with you guys. And I know that story is awfully sad, so I do apologize about that story. But it came to mind when I saw this, and the feeling that I'm feeling with bring a gentle touch. It's like, I think this is advice. I think this is saying, like, to be gentle with your words, or be gentle with the circumstance, or it's a gentle, or it's like a very sensitive change, or a sensitive, someone here is sensitive perhaps. It's like being gentle with someone else's unknown stuff. You know how we get like so upset when other people don't express certain things, or they're not honest with this, or other things. And, you know, of course, sometimes, I'm not saying there is this, obviously, negativity where people are doing that to hurt you or just selfish. But you know how sometimes that the reason that kind of goes into that place is because there's people that have a really hard time with being authentic. Not because they don't want to be, because they have a hard time being that way because of things that they've experienced, and that's their way to protect themselves. And sometimes it's hard for others to be completely 100% honest, and there's more to it than just someone being a jerk, or there's more to it than someone just being, you know, trying to be hurtful or play games, right? And you have to be able to know, to be able to tell the difference. And I think you guys here with your intuition, they're saying here is that you should be able to tell the difference with perhaps someone or just the circumstance of the unknown, and to be gentle and to give this a gentle touch, a gentle thought that perhaps there are some things that you can't see or you don't know, and why something is happening the way that it is, or why it needs to happen the way that it is, and that it's just be gentle with the circumstance. That's all I'm saying. That's what it's saying. Also, Cancer and Pisces energy could be relevant here with that moon. With the moon and the number 18 and the intuition, both that's all about intuition. So that's pretty crazy that that's coming out like that. And then you have familiar hearts. And you have the 3 dolphins here. Actually, I think it's a dolphin and a, is it a bungalow whale? Boogaloo whale, isn't it? How do I remember that? How do I remember that? I can't even remember anything in my personal life that I need to remember, but I can remember stuff like that. It's crazy. There's also like a new moon in the background of this, so perhaps could be relevant. Again, you saw that new moon on that card. So the 3 whales, obviously, or in dolphin, remind me of cohabitation is something I just heard. But the 3 of Cups, you know, friendship, getting together, close connection, familiar hearts, having that bond or that connection is something that's here. This could be something that's changing around you, and particularly as far as your intuition goes and how you pick up on other people's energy, and your intuition's picking up on other people's energy, and how you connect with others and have that emotional or that strong, supportive, emotional supportive energy. This is something that you may have a gift with, or you may be really good at, that you're able to be empathic towards others, and so you can... There's certain people around you at this time where your relationships with those particular people may change according to them needing someone like you around them or in their life. So you may find people that you haven't seen for a while, or people that you haven't been around for a while, or people that you have, but your connections are just getting closer or stronger. I think for some of you may be like coming into developing your soul tribe, or you may have some new people there in your soul tribe in the near future, if they're not there yet. Or you're just, like I said, you know, making that bond stronger. Okay. What's this about? Let's find out what this is about. Let's find out what this is about. Be gentle. See how these 2 are staring at each other? If y'all can hear my son, I do apologize about that, but he is literally in there playing his VR. And he's got to go to bed here pretty soon, so I hate to go in there and tell him to be quiet. So I hope that's okay. You have an Ace of Wands here and a 2 of Pentacles, so that's having a a brand new beginning or a new idea, and it being something that is difficult, right? Something that's not easy because you're juggling. What options you have, you're juggling what direction you could go, you're juggling ideas of how to do things, or you're just, you know, juggling the new beginning, or it's just something that's not easy. There may be a sense of even having to prioritize relationships here moving forward because of this new beginning. What is this about? Okay, well, take a whole matter of 5 seconds for that to come out. Oh, you got a Nine of Cups here, so, and the Emperor in reverse. Boy, that's interesting. I'm going to tell y'all what I just heard in my head, okay? I heard in my head, somebody's bigger than their britches. And it reminds me of my grandma, because every now and then, I feel like she's one of my guides, but every now and then she'll, like, there'll be a phrase that she said or something that she said that just pops in my head so quick. But that's funny. There's somebody here that changes. There's somebody here that's coming in with having some kind of offer here. This could be an apology for some of you, but this is someone that you have either had love with in some way, shape, or form, okay? There's a closer connection here than just someone coming in with an apology for you here. There's a meaning behind this, but there's a lack of direction that's here. And I was going to say divine masculine with the deer, which is interesting because he doesn't have his horns yet, his antlers yet. And this Emperor here is in reverse. In this particular way, I feel like it's because there's a lack of direction that's here, or there's someone that is here that you may be needing to be gentle with this person, because it may be somebody that is almost like a deer, you know, like you go to get close to a deer and you have to be really gentle. Yeah, like it says, you have to be really gentle. You can't spook it or it'll take off. There's something like, I mean, this is here. This is somebody here that I feel like is coming towards you in this way. You have the World here in the reverse. And this could represent, you know, not wanting something to end, or there being a lack of closure that's here perhaps. But let's keep going. I want to get more before I go into that. Yeah, there's another 10 there. These are about cycles. You have a 10 of Cups and the 9 of Cups. There's someone here that has a wish fulfillment, or this is a wish fulfillment that you've had that we talked about here, that desire here. That would be your 10 of Cups and your 9 of Cups. If some of you have been desiring to have closure here with someone that you may see as a divine masculine, or you may see as someone from your past, then I think that this is a wish that you're getting here with that 10 of Cups and 9 of Cups. Tell me more about this Knight of Cups. Yeah, the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. There's someone here that is, see, they're wanting to give to you. You have a 6 of Pentacles here in reverse, which means there may have been a lack of harmony, or something that was one-sided, or maybe possibly some kind of unpaid debt, you know. When it comes to this, there may be something to do with having strings attached to something. Like maybe you did something for somebody here and they felt like because they were doing something here for you, even they felt like there was some kind of strings attached into this in some kind of way. Not everybody's story, but this could help you to understand who this is that's coming towards you. I do feel like that this is what's changing. I feel like this person's coming towards you. I think that they're wanting to change the imbalance that's been here with that 6 of Pentacles in reverse, the lack of balance that's been here. Tell me about the Emperor in reverse, though. Oh, the 8 of Wands. Okay. This is somebody that lacks direction about when it comes to communication, or when it comes to moving something forward. They don't quite know or have what they need in order to be able to move forward, or to take control here. And It could be communication, you know, take control and take action or communicate. They don't have, we'll come back to that. Why is the World here in reverse? The Knight of Wands in reverse. Okay. So if this is somebody that ran here in the past, this can look like a runner for me with the World being in reverse here. So it's like that's a lack of closure that's going on there. Or if they've been kind of back and forth or hot and cold with you, there's something that this person has, the way they've acted or what they've done here in some kind of way, with this being the Knight of Wands. So it's some sort of action or something that they've done, or that it could even be the way that they acted here, and that's what you have had a lack of closure in. Like maybe the reason behind that or why that is. Tell me about the Ten of Cups. The Page of Wands in reverse. There's a lack of being able to explore fully something that they've wanted to explore. There's a sadness around this, which I'm not going to stay in very long. Let me see what the Knight of Cups here is. Yeah, well, they're not going to let me get away with that, are they? You have a Wheel of Fortune here in reverse for that Nine of Cups. That's like an unfortunate thing. Something that happens that's... This is kind of a strange energy. It's almost like this person's desire here is to go back and change things if they could. Like, I'd go back and change things if I could. Maybe said something differently. I think this person sees things differently now. I feel Hangman energy. Why is the Six of Pentacles here? What is this about? Yeah, there's that Ace of Wands in reverse. I should start Promises, No Promises in my head. I think that's a song, but I don't know what it is. But it was like a singing in my head. Promises, no promises. And what it made me think of is that it's almost like this person, it's like they can't make any promises to you, or that's something that maybe they've done in the past that they didn't follow through with. Or this is something that they're saying here between the two of you, like there are no promises here in, you know, moving forward with something. I don't know if this is something from the past, that's something that's been carrying on with you from the past. Like, with that Ace of Wands in reverse, first off, this person lacks direction, okay? That's like all over it. And I know I keep repeating myself with that, but it's the cards are repeating themselves. So the lack of direction thing's pretty strong here. I think this person has all the confidence in the world, but if you lack direction, then where do you go? You know, they don't have a plan. Like, there's not a paved plan that's going into this. That Ace of Wands in reverse with that Knight of Cups is somebody that's like wanting to come in and have some kind of new beginning, or maybe even new passionate beginning, or new like a recycle, like a spit it out, Holly. What the heck? I just can't say it. That's what's going on here. That's exactly what's going here. It's like this person just can't say it. But this is like a respark, you know, wanting to spark something up again, or wanting a redo or something like that, with the Ace of Wands being in reverse. Something that they've been feeling lack. Why is the Six of Pentacles here? Yeah, Temperance. This is somebody that's wanting to straighten things out or wanting to balance out the situation. Sagittarius energy, okay? Somebody wanting to balance out the situation. Why is the Eight of Wands here? The Queen of Wands. This person does not know how to approach you because they do not know how you feel, or they don't know what kind of, they don't know. There may, hold on. This is just a side message here, but there may be somebody else around this person that is I want to say nosy, but it's like they may pick up on their, it's like somebody that has a good intuition, but they use it for not great things. That's what they may be doing for that to this person. This is not you. This is this other person and someone else. Just not for everybody. There's someone here around this person who has a good intuition, but uses it to manipulate a situation, or uses it for their advantage in some kind of way, that this person has to go under. What am I talking about? Sometimes I swear. Anyway, back to you here. That was just a side message. That's something that's difficult. That's why I brought it up for this person. I don't know why. It's needing to be addressed. It's something that's very difficult. It tests this person's ability, I think, be able to stand in a emperor energy. Whoever this is, test this person's ability to be able to step up. They manipulate a circumstance for their benefit in some kind of way. That is so interesting, but I just hate to get too far into that because that's not everybody's story. Anyway, back to you. I think that this person is, I think that they're worried about how they come across to you in some way. Or they may be not knowing, they don't know how to quite approach you. This person, like I said, you can have all the courage in the world, but they don't know how to come at you, how to approach you. One of the reasons is because of this intuition. They can, I feel like this person can kind of feel that you are in tune with your intuition, and you're going to be hard to kind of pull one over on. And I don't mean that this person's trying to do that. But I think this person's going to have a hard time being like completely upfront and honest. So they may word things in a way to where they try to get information out of you without being just upfront, in order to kind of gauge how you feel before they approach a situation. And it has to do with this lack of closure here about a behavior. So let's get to that. What is this? This person could have ran from you. They could have went towards someone else. They could have been hot and cold with you. They could have just acted all kinds of, like immature ways. The Knight of Wands is not it's not too great of a character that you want to be around. And when he's in reverse anyway, he can be very reckless, and this person could have been reckless here with you around an ending, or maybe around some sort of, could be travel or distance or something like that. They could have had some sort of ending and then just kind of cut things off here with you. But there's like frustration here around this. That needs to be, it needs to be addressed. Why is the Knight of Wands here in reverse? Okay, so this is the King of Cups in reverse. And remember earlier I talked about how somebody in the Emperor in reverse can be like not being straightforward and upfront with you because they're trying to like gauge how you feel before they fully express themselves, because it's like they're trying to protect their ego perhaps, or they're just cautious, right? King of Cups in reverse, some people, like when they see him in reverse, they're like, oh, that's a manipulative energy. And the thing is that the cards read different in every single different spread that you do with every single different energy that you do. And I don't see that so much so here. I do see it a little bit. I'm getting it more from this Emperor than I would be this King of Cups. I think the reason that manipulative energy is there is because of the King of Cups being in reverse. I think this person's emotions aren't stable when it comes to how they feel around this particular event that transpired or took place. They're not emotionally stable about maybe the way that they handled a situation or how things went, or a lack of closure that's here. Like, this is somebody that they're not coming in emotionally strong because they know that that's their weakness. And why would that be this person's weakness? Well, because there's these emotions that are here for you, right? Sagittarius, Aries, Scorpio, and yeah. Tell me about the Page of Wands in the reverse. The Six of Swords. This is such a confusing energy right here with that Six of Swords being there. Because the Six of Swords, this is about a transition, moving on from something. And what's confusing to me is the Page of Wands in reverse. It's almost like this person's saying that they want to move on from whatever's transpired, but you never can get that Ten of Cups here again. So I don't know what's went on or what's happened here. But it's like this person, no matter what the circumstance, they feel like maybe possibly you can't get back this Ten of Cups, but they just want to get to a calmer place. Or they just want to get to a place to where they feel better about things. It's almost like this person would say they know they can't have like their happily ever after here, or they can't have this wish fulfillment. Perhaps this person is saying that, you know, they need to move away. Or they felt that way at one point. I don't know what the circumstances are here. Because, I mean, there could be some self-limiting beliefs going into this. Or there could just be like there was just a failure for something to go the way that they planned. This Page of Wands in reverse is like, again, another card of lack of direction, you know. It's like this person had this wish or desire, or even you do, but it just doesn't go as planned, and they're wanting to move on past that. This can really look in the way, if maybe you were in a long-term relationship, or you've known this person for a very long time. You may have even been married to this person, perhaps, but it's like they're saying they want to get to a calmer place here with you, knowing that you can't have what you had once before, but they do want to get to that calmer place regardless. So take that how it resonates. Tell me what the... And that's like this right here. I can't... My wish would be to go back in time and change things, but I can't. You know, that kind of energy's there. Tell me about the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. The Four of Pentacles. They want you to let go of this. Whatever's happened, this is what they want. This is what they're going to ask of you. This is what's going to change things here. But they're struggling to, I feel like, get to that point. But I do feel like they will. That Four of Pentacles in reverse is like, yeah, look at that. King of Swords. Yeah, look at that. And the Page of Cups. They will get to the point to where they are honest with you here. And there's this fun, playful energy that comes in, or this apology, or this... just like it opens up a door here to this emotional connection, which ultimately I feel like is what this person's wanting. What an interesting reading. Well, hold on now. Look at that. There's the Page of Pentacles here and the Seven of Wands in reverse. This person's going to let their guard down here. Because they want to start over, they want to start fresh, or they want to have some kind of new beginning here with you. I was going to ask what this person really wanted when that popped out. What is this new beginning going to look like here? What is this new beginning going to look like? Aquarius energy's over there, by the way. What is this new beginning going to look like? Five of Swords in reverse. Yeah, this person wants to make amends. They want to get past the drama or the conflict or what has occurred. With that Five of Swords, if there's been some hurtful things, you know, again, I think that in this new beginning, that's going to be one of the things that y'all move on from. I think you're going to reconcile here. There's a peaceful resolution that takes place here. An offer and a peaceful resolution. The Knight of Swords in the reverse. What's that about? What's the Knight of Swords in the reverse about? Knight of Wands in the reverse. As far as with future energies, what's going to happen here, there is this... What? Who's this what's this King of Wands? Leo energy. What's the King of Wands in the reverse? Ooh. Interesting. Well, things got just really interesting down here. And looky there, you got that Nine of Pentacles. I still feel Hangman energy. It's not here. Justice in reverse. There we go. This is what I'm getting at. You're fixing to have to make a decision, you guys. You have a Seven of Cups and Nine of Swords. So there is anxiety around this decision that you're going to have to make because you are emotionally confused. You have a Two of Cups in the reverse. So there's a parting of ways, or not knowing who you can trust, or what you can, if you can trust a relationship or not. You have a King of Pentacles here, so all the kings are out on the table. A Two of Swords, so you're going to have to make a decision here. And you have Justice in the reverse. It's around what's fair. You're going to have to make a decision, and it's based around what is fair here with Justice in reverse. So you're going to have to maintain this Nine of Pentacles here, doing what's best for you. Doing what you need to do and doing what is best for you. And in your stability here with this King of Pentacles. What is best for you here? This is a hard decision that you're going to have to make. But again, like I said in the beginning, with this Nine of Pentacles and this intuition, you're going to have to really listen to your intuition here on making this choice. There may be somebody here. This is the other thing over here. This is the other situation. There may be somebody here that you may feel a little unfocused about. There may be a lack of focus here on this person that's over here, this King of Wands, that's feeling kind of left out in the cold. This is somebody that's not going to feel, I don't know, I feel like there's somebody here that's not going to feel great about a relationship. This may be somebody that you're in a relationship with. You have a King and Queen of Wands here. But this King of Cups has his eye on you. And somebody's feeling left out in the cold here. Which I think why is this decision's here and this Justice in reverse. You're going to have to make a decision here. Which is where I go towards advice. Let's get some of that. Let's get some advice. Oh. Forgot how stressful these readings are sometimes. Let's see. Their intuition again. I saw spy too, so you may have somebody that's spying on you. What advice do you have? What advice? I don't know why I feel called to these, but I'm going to get one. I'm just going to go for it. And I feel called to these to ask what kind of, mostly because of that deer spirit with bring a gentle touch. I want to ask what kind of energy should you approach this change or this decision? What kind of energy? What kind of energy? Proper offer. Okay. And use your head. Oh my gosh, this is so crazy. Okay, and then you also have the Lady Spiderweb, which is new connection, shaping your reality and bringing the past, the present, and the future together. Okay, so that being said, we're going to just, spiritual death is under that. This is you coming out of something, guys. You're coming out of something here. This is about your own self-discovery and what it is that you really want. And speaking your truth about what that is and what you know will bring you happiness or bring you fulfillment. And taking a good look at that in yourself and what it is that you truly desire, you know, what your soul really desires when it comes to familiar hearts, when it comes to a connection. This is going to shape your reality. This whole rebirth process that you're going through here is going to shape your actual reality. Those are the changes that you're going to come into. So in your own world, things will start shifting and changing because of this. This decision that you make. How to approach the situation, proper offer, use your head. Receiving the offer, make sure that it's waiting to have something to offer, or a gift, or contribution. Does this person have something to contribute to you? And what does that look like? And how does that look? And what it is that you have to offer the other person as well. So not looking at it just on your part, but looking at it on the other person's part too. What you have to offer them, just like what it is, and if that's balance or if that's equal. It's just looking at every angle is what they're wanting you to do here. Use your head, give it some thought, think logically and rationally with this, and what provides that stability that you're looking for, what would ultimately provide that stability, that safety, security, and happiness. And don't let your emotions control you is something else that it says, okay? Don't let your emotions control you. Anything I'm missing from this that we need to know? Is there anything I'm missing from this that we need to know? What about this other energy that's here? I don't want to stay in that for too long. It's already a long reading. But what about that other energy that's here that they need to know? Let go of that. Let go of that. You don't have any kind of control when it comes to whatever this is here. That's up to someone else or the other person to let whatever that person's trying to manipulate them into doing or saying or believing or whatever that is. That's part of their lesson to learn and connecting with their own intuition. And it doesn't have anything to do with you. So it's almost like they're saying kind of, you're going to have to just let that go. Don't let that get too far into your mind or into your head. It says make room for the new beginning on its way to you. So you're already in this energy, or for some of you, you are, where you are letting go. I picked up on that very first card. Anything else that they need to know that I'm missing? I pulled the water signs, so Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces could be relevant. And spy is here again. So you may have a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces that's spying on you. It says someone got their eye on you. You are doing your research. So there's somebody that's like researching you or spying on you. Could be a water sign. Anything else that I'm missing before I let this go? Honeymoon. Honeymoon phase, attending someone's wedding. So for some of you, that could be the case. For some of you, you could just be going through a honeymoon phase here with someone. We have confession that's here. Someone has to tell you something. This is like the overall message, right? There is this. Someone has to tell you something. Pregnancy is under bottom of that. Someone is expecting. That could be the case. Maybe somebody is expecting and they need to confess that to you. For others of you, this has to do with perhaps that there is a new beginning that's on its way here to you. Through this confession that's here, right? That will put you into this kind of honeymoon stage, but then you'll be left with making some sort of decision on what you want to do with that. One more card for advice, then we'll get overall postcard from Spirit and initials, and then I'm going to leave y'all here. One more card for overall advice. Pay attention to the red flags. For some of you, there's a relationship here outside of this other person that you're unsure. You're unsure if you can trust it. You're unsure if it's stable, or you're unsure if you can trust that person. Can you give us any indicators about that, Spirit? Be honest. So be honest with this person, they're saying. Heart-to-heart conversations are necessary. It's safe for you to talk about your feelings. So if you're feeling like you can't trust this person, or you're feeling a certain way, talking about it here I think is important. Be expressive. Don't try to read this person. Don't try to see if they're hiding something, or whatever. Just be open and honest and talk to them about it, because your intuition is going to be able to pick up on whether or not you trust them after you have that conversation. Instead of trying to dig, trying to read things. And then pay attention to the red flags. Know the warning signs of what an unhealthy connection looks like. So be aware of that, especially if there's something to do with like a honeymoon stage. Like this person's just always like in that honeymoon stage. Or like something happens and they kind of lay it on you for a while, you know, or something like that. Just be aware of the pattern and have faith. Always. The angels are working behind the scenes to make this relationship flourish. You have unrequited feelings underneath the bottom of the deck. There is not enough love to keep this relationship going in a healthy way. So take that if it resonates for some of you, for whichever scenario that is, because there are, I feel like, 2 here. But with that, have faith, and the angels are working behind the scenes to help it flourish. I think that you're already aware of that. I think in the beginning I felt that. You being in that 9 of Pentacles kind of energy where you're just allowing things to unfold. You are magic. Dearest you, we know everything in the universe is perfect, even if it's flaws, and we view the creations of spirit in total awe. All is unique, yet part of a unity of existence. But the human experience is a little different from ours. You tend to have a specific standard for what you consider ideal, and this isn't serving you right now. So forget your ideal of perfection and see through our eyes, allowing things to be as they are, without judgment. Don't wait until a perfect moment or mood to start something. Instead, enter life with all its flawsomeness. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Let others be who they are too. Imperfect and human, complex and simple, it doesn't matter. For there is always something to discover, experience, and love. When you drop the need for an ideal, you uncover the real treasure, which will be far more interesting and valuable. Loving you like crazy. So for some of you, that's something that you needed to hear right there when it comes to making a decision. Okay. Oh boy, okay. And what initials do we have for you guys? Not a whole lot, but I'm going to go with it. It's already so long. Not a whole lot at all. We have N, O, Z, and F. Fawns? Is that how you spell fawns? I don't know. Y'all tell me. So you have the thread here, so it reminds me of, you know, having being connected to someone here, always being connected to someone, or someone being kind of wound up even about you. You have the elbow here, which is something my kids threw in my bowl that broke, but it looks like an elbow. So it's like putting effort into this, so somebody wanting to put effort into something. It's funny too, because I think of fawns like Fonzie. What was the name of that movie? Gosh, it was when I was a kid, so it's like forever ago. But anyway, he was always there, like, he was always there when you needed him, you know, but he didn't really do a whole lot, but he was always there when you needed him. He was always in the right spot at the right time. I don't know, something about that is there. Putting in effort and staying connected here is something that's there. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it here. So thank you so much for being here. Thanks for all your love and all your support, all your likes, comments, subscriptions. Thank you so much, you guys. I do appreciate every single one of you so much. And hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye. Hey, Paul 2. So if you chose the labradorite stone. So if you missed the intro, I have been sick, so my voice is a little bit raspy. That is the reason. So the labradorite here, which is one of my most favorite stones, like most all of them red. I think I say that every time. Okay, so pile 2. I have not seen these yet. I'm excited to turn them over. So these are going to show us kind of just like an overall perspective of these changes that are coming in for you, okay? So the first card y'all have, peace. Well, that is an awesome thing to see. Peace. Some of you may be at peace with a child. Some of you may be at peace with how a child is, or how you see a child, or acceptance. There's some kind of acceptance around a child that's here for some of you. Or perhaps you are the child and you're being accepted here. That could be something that's here, being at peace with who you are. Almost like there's someone here that's wanting to protect you in some kind of way. Someone here that's wanting to protect you or nurture you or keep you safe in some sense. This is such mother energy here, right? If there's something here, you're making the changes that are happening, and there's something here that you're making peace with. And I think for some of you, this has to do with a child and mother connection. Or something to that nature. It doesn't have to be. It could just be like something in your life that you feel like is kind of your baby, you know, something that you feel like is something that you've cherished or you've worked on, or this could be even someone that you've tried to keep safe or protect, or something like this. There's something here that you're making peace with. And I think for some of you, this has to do with some kind of trauma wound that you've had. Okay. There's an acceptance that's here. It's like you're accepting things for how they are. Which is interesting. It's kind of an energy I got from Pile 1, but not exactly. It's not because it's your intuition or anything like that. It's just, you're just surrendering. You know, you're just surrendering over things for how they are. So I think this has to do with a lot of you, something that's transpired here with you. I don't know the timeline on that, but it's something that's maybe already happened that affected you in a big way. And it's like there's peace being made here when it comes to that. Okay. And then you have the lizard spirit. Dream the world into being. There's also this idea, you know, of having something that you believe in. Like there's something here, like maybe a peaceful world for yourself, you know, that you just believe in. You believe you could have peace. And that's something that's here. So acceptance, of course, is something that comes with that, you know. So you have to let go and surrender over and have faith in a certain aspect, a certain capacity, in order to be able to be in that place to where you're at peace, right? And that's what I'm seeing here. But there is a dream that you do have. This is the number 38, so that could be relevant here to you. Dream the world into being. So there's something to do with, this is something that you've wanted to make right, or you've wanted to justify in some kind of way, or if you just want everything to be fair, or it's like, you know that you're going to get, you want to balance things out. You know you're going to get what it is that you need. And it's just going to go the way that it's meant to go, or it needs to go. I don't know how else to explain that. I feel like some of y'all are making the best out of a situation. It may not be exactly how you wanted something, but you're making the best out of it regardless. Shifting fear. Wow. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm feeling. I feel like some of y'all are learning to shift your fear into faith. I think that some of you are learning to take control of your fears and go with the flow of things. I think that you're coming into a place to where you understand that you cannot have control over other people or other things. Some of you may be going into this. There may be some changes where you're having to accept things. You're having to surrender. And you're having to go off of the idea of what you feel like is the fair thing, is the right thing. And you may not know exactly what that is. And so that's why faith is stepping in here. And you're having to almost kind of shoo your fears away. Because it's like a situation here where I feel like there's nothing that you can really... There's no move that you can make that would make a difference, or there's nothing that you can do to change the situation. It's just kind of one of those things where it is what it is. Yeah, you have a King of Wands in the reverse, the Devil in reverse. Yeah, that's releasing a fear. It could be around someone else, someone that you may feel like you may not trust this person, that King of Wands being in reverse. You may feel like this person can be impulsive, or you're just trying not to perhaps expect anything out of this situation. You're trying to not have any fear by not having any expectation here. So let's see how that goes, because I feel like for some of you may be looking for peace in the wrong places, and I don't really want to mean by that. I don't really want to mean by that. So I want to see what changes are ahead here for pile 2. What changes are ahead here for pile 2? Strength. Yeah, guys. You are fixing to have to be strong here. You are fixing to have to stand into your power and have some patience and be strong here. This is Leo energy. 8 of Cups. This is about walking away from something. It's about detaching here, being strong and detaching from something. In order to have peace, I feel... You have the Chariot in reverse, Cancer energy. The Chariot is about having faith over fear. The Chariot is Cancer energy. It is about having to have faith over fear of a situation. And it's in reverse. So I think that the changes that are ahead for you is I think you're going to be tested about having to face your fear, but it's really you're facing your faith, you see, and how faithful you are about something. Not blinded faith. Just a logical understanding that what's fair is going to be fair for you, and you're protected, you know, in a place of where if something happens, it's meant to happen. There's no control I have in this. And I'll cross that bridge when I get there if that's the case. I'm not going to allow fear of what could happen or fear of a situation run my life or take control of my emotions. But I need to be strong. I need to be patient. I need to detach from being afraid. I need to detach from those emotions so that I can get, you know, my Chariot and control, so I can go the direction that I need to go for myself. This is the energy that you're going to be stepping into, and the reason behind that, I think there's something here that is going to occur that you have no control over no control over it. Well, I think that may be a little different for everybody. You have a 3 of Cups in reverse, and you have the World in reverse. There could be distance here, and there could also be an outside influence or third party kind of influence here around this that you don't have control over. This 3 of Cups being in reverse, you could be away from someone. You could be isolated from someone. You could be at distance from someone. And there's nothing... You can't do anything about that at this time, or that situation at this time. Tell me more about this. What's changing here is strength. The Hanged Man, Pisces energy. You're having to shift your perspective about this in order to bring yourself some peace. I don't know what this is over. If this is like, there's something going on here that I think it's just maybe you getting in your head about. Tell me about the Eight of Cups. What is this about, Eight of Cups? Yeah, look at that. Justice in reverse. Libra energy. You're having to, this is what's going to be changing, okay? What's going to be changing for you ahead? You have to get out of your head. You're going to have to get out of your head. You're going to have to shift your fear into peace and surrender, whatever this is that you're getting in your head about, in order to make those dreams become a reality that you're wanting, whatever it is that you're wanting. If not, it's possible there could be some kind of self-sabotage that goes into this. And this is the way this reading's coming out. It's coming out as like a advice on this change that could occur and how it's going to occur, okay? So tell me about the Chariot here in reverse. This is walking away from things that you feel like are not fair. And knowing when you need to do that. That's a message that's here for you. I think this is a different situation, but it is definitely a message that's here, that you're learning to walk away from things that you feel like are not fair, are not justified, are not honest. Or if there's someone here that's not taking accountability, or things just are out of balance. It's like, this could also be like you being trapped in your head about this. But whatever, if it's real or if it's not, you're walking away from that. You're walking away from all that kind of chaos and stepping into peace. Tell me about the Chariot in reverse. Sometimes the Seven of Cups in reverse, yeah. Yeah, one of the reasons that you're like this is because maybe you've been emotionally confused about a situation, and it's like you're throwing your hands up and you're like, I mean, what do I do? What do I do? You know? And you may have been overwhelmed by what to choose, which direction to take, what direction to move into. I don't know what to do with this. And it's like you're throwing your hands up about that. I have no idea what's going to happen here, and that's okay. I'm just going to surrender this over. You can only get yourself so far in whatever this is. And then at some point, you just have to do what's best for you. Tell me about that Three of Cups in the reverse. You could be separating yourself from a group or from an emotional connection or tie. This could be something that you're afraid of, that you're having to... This could be somebody close to you with that Three of Cups. Yeah, Five of Cups in reverse. You're moving on here. You could be moving on from someone that you may have been tied to here for a while. Like, this could be a group of people that you feel like aren't good for you anymore. I feel like in your life and what's changing for you ahead is you're going to be, I feel like you're going to be taken up for yourself. I feel like you're going to be taken up for yourself, not only around other people, but also around within yourself. It's like making yourself realize, like, hey, self, we're not going to take this anymore. Let's get out of here. It's that kind of energy that's there. Some of you could be moving on from a situation where there's a third party. You know, you're moving on from that. Tell me about the World in reverse. Yeah, look at that. Wheel of Fortune. You're getting another opportunity here for some of you to do something in a different way. Some of you that saw something in your past of being an unfortunate thing, you're going to be seeing it as, okay, so now I understand why that happened in that way, and that makes total sense. And you know what? That was probably the best way that it could have happened, now that I know what I know. It's that kind of energy that's there. For some of you, that's the acceptance that I was feeling. This can be about something that you feel like is incomplete, or there may be some kind of delay in something that you're really wanting. You know, maybe there's distance here from someone, or travel here, or something like that, and there's some sort of delay when it comes to that, but you're seeing it as, okay, that's something that is good, it is fortunate, or it is beneficial, or I can see how that makes sense. This could also look in the way of, again, not having any kind of control and maybe distance that's here. If you're someone you're separating yourself from a group or something, it's definitely not easy for you to do that. But you don't jive with whoever this is anymore. It's like you don't... It's just... There's something about them where... I don't know if this is like a drinking thing for some of you. But it's like you don't align with these individuals anymore. Something to do with that. This isn't everybody's message, but I feel like I need to go in more depth with that. For some of you, it could be because these other people, you know, maybe the people that you're around just drink a lot, or I keep getting that because of the cups. Also, there's 7 here and then 7 together here, and together that's 14. Right? Yes. And had to think about it for a second, like, isn't it? Anyway, that's Temperance and Tarot, which is about the cups as well, you know, and what you feel like is balanced for you, you know, what's realistic for you, what's balanced for you, what you need for yourself. And so there's just a lot of this energy of you shifting, being afraid of letting certain things go, detaching from certain things that you know aren't right for you, know aren't good for you, know aren't fair for you, and accepting it and almost asking from help, like, you know, Jesus, take the wheel here with this, because there are a lot of mixed emotions about all this that's going on, but you're ultimately trying to do what is you feel like is right or what's best for you. And this is very broad, so I mean, this could be so many different things, right? I am picking up on a lot of different kinds of things here. There's also this idea over here of distance or travel or something taking place or happening, or, you know, for some of you, wanting to move or wanting to get closer to maybe a job that you have, or getting closer to meeting your goal or something that you thought you were done with that you're not quite done with. It's like you're not as done as you thought you were and you wish you were, but maybe you're looking at that as, okay, I don't have control in that anymore and I need to let that go, and maybe this is fate. Maybe it's just part of what's meant to happen for me. You're trying to see the bigger perspective of that. Okay, so what is changing here moving forward with this? What is really changing? What's the new beginning that's coming in here for Pile 2 after this is kind of, I guess, taken care of? Taking care of business, huh? Get rid of some of the negative things here in your life. What's the new beginning here look like for Pile 2? The 7 of Swords in reverse, turning over a new leaf. You're being more authentic and true to who you are. The 4 of Swords, resting more. Are you learning to say no? I always see that with that 4 of Swords, because I'm going to tell you, when it's my nap time, I'm going to be like, you know what? I need my energy. I'm going to have that nap. I'm going to have to tell you no. It's important to me. It took me a long time to figure that out. You know, what's important to me may not be important to you guys. It's different for everybody. And if someone looks at you and is like, really? You can't go because you're going to take a nap? And you'd be like, listen, that's to me, especially doing these readings and energetically, that's one of the most important things that I need. And I don't know why, I just feel like you're just like, yeah, I mean, you're just in this new beginning, this energy of, hey, I'm turning over a new leaf, and if I want to lay right down here and think about this or reevaluate this or even take a nap, I'm going to do it. I kind of like it. 6 of Pentacles, so an equal give and take. Connecting with individuals and people that where you feel balanced. You feel good about yourself. You feel like there's an equal people that can actually give to you and offer you things in your life. You know, not people that take from you, but people that actually can give to you and offer you things in your life. So you're not over giving of yourself here anymore. Look at that. Temperance in reverse. That Sagittarius energy. Tell me about that Seven of Swords for a new beginning. The Sun. Isn't that awesome? You're turning over a new leaf here, and you're being more expressive to your true nature. You're being more open and honest and clear about your own needs. And there's happiness right here for you because of that. Tell me about the Four of Swords, new beginning. Page of Cups in reverse. Yeah. You're not taking any kind of action here or acting a certain way just because people want you to, you know. Tell me about the Six of Pentacles. The Tower in reverse. Yeah. This is like... There's another message that's coming through with these cards right now. There's something to do with, take this how it resonates. I don't know what side this is coming off of. There's some kind of clarity or truth coming up to light here. Some kind of truth coming out into the open. Someone confessing here, or someone being honest, or someone expressing something here about some sort of deception perhaps. But like there's honesty and truth in the new beginning. And there's this reevaluation with what you want to say about that, or what you want to, how you want to express this, or what you want to say back to this person, or how you want to present this emotionally, like how do you want to express yourself? That's something that you're reevaluating, or you're thinking about. You're taking your time there before you send them a message, you know, or something like that. And this has to do with giving to a situation and putting things back together, or trying to avoid some kind of chaos. Okay. Anyway, Temperance here in reverse. Somebody's trying to avoid a tower falling. They don't want a foundation to crumble. Okay. Anyway, they have the Fool here with the Temperance in reverse. As far as the new beginning goes, that's Aries energy, Sagittarius, Scorpio. Somebody may be taking a risk or a chance here. This could be you on something that you're unsure if it's going to bring you peace that you're looking for. You're taking a risk here on something. Give me one more card for that. Give me one more card for that. Temperance in reverse. Look at that, King of Cups. Has to do with the King of Cups, okay? The Scorpio can be Cancer, Pisces, though. It's a water sign. And the Ten of Cups is in reverse at the bottom of the deck. Oh, with the Three of Swords. And the King of Wands and the Ace of Swords. Okay. Queen of Cups is in reverse at the bottom of the deck. Somebody's holding back emotionally, like there's truth around this. And the King of Wands, Leo energy, with the Three of Swords is heartbreak or separation. You know, somebody that's hurting here, perhaps. And then you have this Ten of Cups here in reverse. So this can be like a broken home for some of you. I mean, these two cards here together, this is somebody that is hurting here. There's a truth around this. Yeah. Somebody may be coming in, or there's a recognition around something that didn't come together or work out. And there's some emotional boundaries or some boundaries that have been put into place. Almost like somebody's been bottling up their emotions here about this. The truth about this is coming out. And it has to do with a King of Wands, the Three of Swords, and the Ten of Cups. So I don't know if I can see this, like, with this King of Cups being here for this Fool, a new beginning. And this is talking about the new beginning. This is delicate. Okay. Super, super delicate. This is hard, a really hard energy. The Ten of Cups in reverse, guys. With that 3, that's a lot of pain that's there. This is like an unhappy life. This is someone that's they're trying, see that's confusing because the King of Wands is upright. So it's somebody that is trying to be okay, but they're not okay. Okay? Do you see what I'm saying? This is somebody that's been holding back emotionally, holding back a truth, and they're trying to be strong. King of Wands energy, they're trying to be strong, courageous, but their heart is breaking here, this Three of Swords. I don't know if this is a third-party energy. We did see that earlier here. And I don't know who this is. I don't know if this is you or somebody else, okay? So you're going to have to just take it how it resonates. I'm sorry, but there is definitely someone here that's trying to act like they're not hurt, but they are hurt. They're going through some sort of pain, loss, separation, for whatever reason. Could be a third-party energy. But that Ten of Cups is in reverse, so it's like they're not happy with how things are at all. Like, they're really unhappy with how things are. The truth about this might come out. This person may express this to you, or if this is your energy, you know, you may be expressing that. That King of Cups is emotional maturity. You know, it's someone that is not happy or satisfied with a new beginning, perhaps, or it may not go the way that you plan or want, but you're trying to be emotionally mature about it in some way. It's interesting. I did this in the other pile. I'm going to do it for you guys too. Let's take a look and see what kind of energy should you be in? What kind of energy should you be in moving forward? Strangely lonely, isolated, a journey alone, feeling lonely and abandoned, okay? What kind of energy? The cosmos. Soul gifts, divine plan, align with the universe. I hate to say this, guys, but for some of you, yeah, you have sacrificed the bottom of the deck. A difficult decision, aligning your priorities, and must give up something to win. For some of you, I think that they're saying here, if you're going to be alone here, okay? If you're away from someone, if you're hurting here because of someone, maybe they chose someone else, or there's rejection or third-party energy here, something like that for some of you, not everybody, but maybe they chose just something else or whatever that is. That is something that you're hurting about, something that you're not happy with. And with this, must give up something now, must give up something to win, or aligning your priorities. This is time that you're needing to spend alone. I know that sucks, and I know, I get it. I mean, I totally do. But, I mean, this is just the message, so I'm bringing it to you. Take it if you will, okay? Take it how you want. But this is a card of isolation, and there's times that we need to be isolated. We need to be alone in order to find out what peace looks like to us. You know, sometimes when you're alone and you find that peaceful place and rest, and you connect with yourself, and you're at peace with things, and you feel good about every day, you know, and who you are and where you are, and you get happier and happier. It's like with that peace, you know, that harmony, Sometimes you have to be alone to see what that actually looks like. And I think you're kind of going through this process throughout this reading of basically kind of turning away the things that disrupt your peace, that aren't good for you, and you know it's not good for you, right? And having faith over fear here. And then you have this cosmos, which is about the divine plan and align with the universe and your soul gifts. So this alone time, I think, for you guys is really, really important, because I think it's putting you into a place to where it's going to help you align your priorities here, perhaps maybe so that some doors can unlock for you, but it's going to help you to, you may have to make some sacrifices of, be alone for a little while so you can find out what your soul purpose is or your soul gifts. It's like you're needing to connect with your inner soul to find your purpose here. And it may be something that's difficult or not easy or hard, but there's a call here for like this emotional, balanced or mature energy to find your peace within. This is like a test for you in a way. Like you're having to find peace on your own instead of finding it elsewhere. Tell me about the, I don't know why they're bringing this to you or why this is part of, your future or what's changing here for you, but it's the only way that you can dream the world that you want into being. And I think that that's peace. I think that what you really ultimately want is peace of mind, peace of security, peace of acceptance and surrendering and not living in fear. Anything I'm missing here for Pile 2? Anything I'm missing here for Pile 2? You have an earth sign here, which is a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Could be important, could be you or someone else. Or this is just a saying that you need to ground yourself. You're needing that sense of, you need to find that sense of safety within yourself and not in anyone else. And time alone's needed for that, Challenges. Make a decision, work on the inner healing. So yeah, this is about that. You are, for some of you, being just straight up, look at this. This is like an aha moment here. You could find out someone's giving to someone else, or something's not going the way you planned, but there is this truth that's here that's going to hit kind of hard. And it's going to be challenging, but the inner work needs to be done. And this is what happens. They bring us these things that happen to us. Of course, strength is the first card out for you guys, They bring us these things that happen to us that build our intuition in our life, build our character so that we are able to understand things, and then by so we could help others, But most importantly, if you're asking for peace, it's funny. You can ask for things like peace, and it's like, yeah, what do they say? God doesn't give you the things that you ask for. He shows you how to get them, or he shows you, there's an actual saying of it, but, and it's like this here. It's like if you've been asking for peace, it's like they're not giving you, just offering you peace. You're having to discover how to get peace or gain peace within yourself. And this is like the whole lesson here on this. But you have to go within in order to clear out the chaos and to shift fear so that you can have peace within just as well as the outside. And I think for some of you, you've already been working on the outside, like getting rid of the things that don't serve you, getting rid of the things that aren't good for you, that are toxic by nature, and now you're needing to go within and clear out the things on the inside, and it's the fear that's around you, I feel. You have an air sign here too, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. You also have commitment at the bottom of the deck. Things are getting serious. So, and a guardian is here with intimacy. A lost loved one watches over you. it could be that there is this commitment here that's coming into play for you guys. But I feel like that for some of you, this is someone else. I feel like for some of you, someone else is getting into a commitment here or getting serious here. And I think that this is like a guardian angel that's looking out for you at this time. Because whatever it is that you were, I don't know, I just feel like as far as what's the unseen is, this is like the most peaceful thing that could happen for you or that needs to happen. Even if it doesn't feel that way. I think that that guardian angel, this is some kind of protection. There's some kind of protection here that you, it may seem like things aren't going your way, but you're being protected in some kind of way. Maybe there's someone else here that's needing to learn a lesson as well, you know. Give me some advice here for Paul too, please. Advice. Look at that, engagement and commitment in past lives. Your love life is soon ascending to a higher level of commitment. And then you have, you've known this person before. It's a soulmate from a past life. So for some of you, your love life is soon ascending to a higher level of commitment, and you have the commitment card. I think this has more to do with, I do feel like there's someone else here, but I think this has more to do with, I think it has more, like, the way that I'm reading this is engaging with someone, but I think this experience, after you experience this experience and these changes take place, I think it's going to, you're going to ascend on a higher level of how you see commitment or how you see relationships. I think that's the whole point behind this. It's like you're going to have an understanding and be at peace with how you see that for yourself, commitment. And there's someone here that you may have experienced past life with, you know, or experienced this with, that you feel very connected to. You have faith. The angels are working behind the scenes. Look at that. Right there. They're working behind the scenes here. You just can't see it. They're trying to help something flourish for you. They're trying to help something grow for you behind the scenes, and you're just needing to be alone in it. Do what you need to do here in order for them to do what they need to do. You got to work on your inner healing. I get a card for that. I'm sorry if I moved the camera, guys. I had to move it around because it got messed up, and now I think I feel like I shake it. Tell me about challenges. What is this inner healing for Paul 2? Look at what, wow. Am I letting fear stop me? For some of you, you may have a fear of commitment, and that's what this is about. You know, wanting to commit to a relationship or something, or this is something that you have a hard time doing, and maybe you self-sabotage. But am I letting fear stop me? Are you experiencing a mountain of fear right now? Are you stalling, freezing, or giving up? The juicy secret is that you are the boss of fear. You are unstoppable. But it's up to you to see that by taking action. Today, be brave and do it scared. Choose one fear and move through it. You are in need of a hero, so that is who you will become. So there you go. Being your own hero is pretty much like getting rid of any kind of chaos, right? You have to be your own hero, your own savior. And okay, whew, y'all are going through some tough lessons, man. Celebrate life, it says. Okay, let's see. Dear you, uncertainty is the new normal for the whole world. Things are changing at a rapid pace, and the old ways that once were trusted are no longer reliable. But leaving the familiar behind can be a good thing. When you're pushed into a step into the unknown, You're pulled forward into discovering new possibilities that have been hidden in plain sight. Check in with your higher power. Your soul knows better than your small self. Have faith in the support of a higher power and the infinite potential for your life. Right now, the advice we have for you is this. Try something new. Do something different. You don't know how it feels, what it looks like, or what the outcome will be if you do not take that first step into the unknown and experience the unfamiliarity. You'll be so glad that you did, because the treasure will appear. We're so proud of you for being brave. You are so loved and so supported. They're asking you to be brave here with this. Do something that you've never done before. This is going to be something that's challenging for you, but I do feel like it's something that you're needing to do independently on your own. There's something here that you may be focused on, but in the future, it's going to almost kind of like be put on a shelf for you so that you can focus on something else. Because it's like you're needing to get through this lesson before you can have that, or before you can have something like that. Does that make sense? In order for you to have peace, it's like you have to go through this in order to have peace. Okay. Whew. These readings are, a little crazy. A little bit crazy. Couple of things. You'll have the star, which is about healing, so that inner healing is there again. It's also about having a wish. And guess what? Peace. And then you have the E fell out of the bowl. Then you have the thimble, which is a representation of protection. And being authentic and true to yourself. Yeah. Because Wendy gives, I always say this, but Wendy gives a kiss to Peter and says it's a thimble and says it's a kiss, but it's really not. But she's like protecting herself. She doesn't know if she can trust him, right? Or she just wouldn't do that, kiss a boy, right when she first met him. That's there too, but I guess. So it's like being authentic to who you are and opening up. And you have the ladybug here, which is also the authenticity. And it's also about having luck on your side. Remembering that this is all orchestrated in a higher realm, right? And luck is on your side here with this. And it may not feel like it's going your way, but it actually is. You just can't see it. There is a truth that you're going to see, you're going to hear, you're going to find out. I do feel like for some of you, it does have to do with some kind of heartbreak or something that doesn't work out the way that you wanted. Or it could be with someone else, or someone else's situation isn't working out the way they wanted. But there's some kind of truth or clarity that you're going to gain here that you've been wanting. We have a G. We have an N, a Q, and an E. You also have the number 6, which is about healing and balance, or the number 9, which is an independent number. So, okay, guys. Take that how it resonates, and hopefully it helps. Good luck to you with this. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for all your love and support and all your kindness, of course. And I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hey, pile 3. Okay, guys. So, just so you're aware, my neighbors are listening to some music. So, hopefully y'all can't pick up on that. But I apologize if you can. There's not really a lot I can do about it. And I really want to get this reading out. So, that being said, so pile 3, if you picked the Hematite stone, which is actually a very good protection stone, it's the only thing that I've ever stolen in my whole life, is a piece of this that some kid in 3rd grade brought to class, and I was so like hooked on it, so mesmerized by it. I just had to have it. I've always felt so bad about stealing it. It's kind of a funny story because I actually had some, you know, abuse that was going on at the time with me, and it is a protective stone. I always thought that was kind of neat. I was also having some horrible nightmares around that time, probably due to the abuse. But for some reason at that same time I was drawn to this, and now that I know what it means and I'm an adult, I wonder, you know, if my spirit guide sent me to that for that purpose. So now I don't feel so bad for stealing it. Okay, so that's kind of a weird story that I'm starting off with. I don't know if somebody can relate to that, or maybe, I don't know, maybe you just needed to hear that for some reason. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at what changes are ahead for you. And these are the pre-picked oracles that I have. I haven't looked at them yet, so we're going to start with the first one here. It's dreams. That's really strange. Because I was literally just talking about I had bad dreams going on at that time. Your dreams may be trying to tell you something right now when it comes to matters of the heart and what is hurting you, or something that is hurting you right now. I think that there's something here that's gone on or happened that was fated. It was like a fated event or something that was fated to happen. And the fact that this is something that's fated to happen and that's something that's hurting you, there's a huge significance behind that of a higher lesson that you were needing to see or needing to learn in the process. It's almost like spirit is in a way kind of protecting you through this understanding so that you can not be hurting like you're hurting at this time. It's like connecting your soul to your soul's path and why something has occurred and the events that have occurred like they have. And it's coming to you in the way of dreams. There may be also something here about you have a particular dream, or you are in a daydreamy energy at this time, which, you know, is actually a manifestation energy, could be. So you really need to use that, because you could be possibly trying to manifest something in the future here for yourself. I think focusing more on the possibilities of something and not what the past was, or not what pains you've experienced, I think is really important at this time. Some of you just may be having a lot of dreams. Maybe even, you know, nightmares, or just all the emotions or things that you've not wanted to address, or you've tried to not think about during the day come out when when you're in your dreams. I also feel out of breath. It's like you've been running away from something. It could possibly be these feelings. It's like you need to release this, or you need to fully express this, cry it out, let it out of your body somehow, because I just feel really out of breath, and it's almost like, there's just this weight that's just sitting on you, right? Okay, let's go on. I know these are supposed to be about what changes are ahead, but these oracles are giving me a higher perspective of what the message is meant to be, okay? The tarot that we have is going to pull out the rest of what we need, which... Oh, here it is. Okay. Never mind. We got it. I was like, what did I do with the deck there? You may be getting distracted. That's another sign of holding things within, because your mind's kind of all over the place, because you're trying to control it, control your thoughts. So you may be getting distracted with things, or distracting yourself even. Hard time staying on task. Okay, we have a cat spirit, and look, that looks just like my cat George. I think every cat looks like my cat George. It says, cat spirit, claim your independence, number 13. Okay, so 13 is actually death in tarot, which is Scorpio energy, and it's about actual closing out of something, a death of something, a death of a cycle, and having some sort of rebirth, or having some sort of transformation. And we did talk about transformation a little bit with dreams when it comes to, you may be in an energy of manifestation at this time, and, you know, not looking at the past, but looking towards what the rebirth or the transformation could look like or could be. All these readings have been having a kind of a connected chord to them. It's like a feeling of acceptance or surrender. So I don't know if that's really part of the collective, because I know with the eclipse and everything that there was a lot of changes. We are in, you know, retrograde as well. So there's karma that's balancing out and acceptance that comes with that. And there goes that plane. Did you hear it? So that transition, you know, moving into or shifting into something else is heavy here. Cat spirit is, for me, all about your intuition. But it says claim your independence. So it's almost like thinking for yourself, or controlling your thoughts in a way where they're your thoughts, you know, and they're not anyone else's thoughts. It's like you're trying to tell everybody to stay out of your mind. It's like you're trying to not allow what other people say. I think this is something that you've kind of taught yourself, or you've recently discovered about yourself, is that maybe sometimes you allow other people to get in your head, and how to not allow that to happen, and how to claim your independence and the control that you have in making decisions for yourself. You know, not in a way where you wouldn't take anyone's advice or listen to anyone, but you have a balance now to where you can listen to others, but still have your own judgment and follow through with your own guidance, you know, with things. I think it's something that you've learned, and it's part of this transition that you're going through in the physical. It's almost like you're needing to see. Okay, I'm just gonna say what I'm hearing. There's two sides to every story, and you're needing to step into another side to the story. So this could have to do with if you're having a hard time seeing something in any other way, like it just can't be any other way. There is other ways that it can be, but you're having a hard time fully stepping into that, because there's still some things that have to do with where you are currently in letting go of a thought or a need. Could be a need to know, or a shoulda, coulda, woulda kind of thing, you know, that you're still kind of latched onto, where there's some frustration. And until you release that or really fully let that go, you can't see a better perspective of how an outcome could be. Okay, so that's just something I think spiritually that you may be kind of struggling with there. This is what happens when I leave for a while and I go somewhere really naturey, you know, really spiritual. And I come back and these readings are like, what? What did I say? Okay, you also have water priestess. That's exactly right. That is exactly right. I feel like this card came out in a reading not too long ago. I have no idea when, but I remember just seeing it. There's a lot going on here. Of course, water priestess reminds me of the high priestess energy, which is Pisces energy. You could be a water sign with this kind of independence and dreams. This reminds me of the Pisces as well, and Cancer energy. You know, Scorpio's here too with the transformation. So there's a lot of water here. So you're really connecting with your soul right now. You're really connecting with your deepest self when it comes to this whole transition that you're going through and your thoughts. And this is all about intuition here and following your intuition when it comes to your emotional self, when it comes to what you feel like you need to do, what you feel like you should do for yourself, and following through with that is something that's here, and mastering that. which ties into the part that I was talking about not letting other people kind of in your thoughts, right? There is a lot of emotion here, I got to say, guys, that you are having a very hard time fully addressing. It's almost like it's something that was so emotional, you're just kind of turning your back on it, but you're still looking back at the same time. It's like somebody walking away from something that's going on, but you're not looking to see where you're going because you're still looking behind you. So there's something here you're still thinking about. I think we're going to get more into that, but what you don't see is that there's a rainbow here. There's a rainbow that's here, and rainbows for me symbolize, well, I mean, I know they symbolize a lot of things, but I actually have a sticker on one up here in my mirror. They symbolize peace to me. They symbolize harmony and a promise. It's about a promise, and a promise that there's going to be peace on the end of these emotions, this waterfall. Once you get through this, or you just address this, there's a sense that you may find comfort in it. You actually may find peace once you address those emotions fully. For some of you, this may have to do with some kind of guilt that sits on you. Could be guilt within yourself for possibly whatever you brought to a situation, fairness, or compassion, or just balance in a situation, or equal give and take in some kind of way even. But there's guilt there. And it's almost like it's actually maybe even a situation for some of you that, and I think kind of what Spirit's saying here with this, it was just fated. It was just the way that everything transpired, the parts that there's some parts of that you just couldn't have control in, especially if there was someone else involved, because that's another person that is having their own reactions and their own thoughts. And there's just some things that are just out of your control, and forgiveness of yourself for that, I think, is just something that's just sitting on you like crazy. And I think that has a lot to do with these emotions. It's like it's hard for you to address something that caused you or is feeling very painful, because I think for some of you, you may be putting the blame on yourself there in a situation quite a bit. I'm not sure exactly what that stems from, but I feel like for some of you, there could be something to do with some sort of this independence here. Maybe you've always, maybe you're someone that has been hard on themselves. Maybe you were always like, you were never given like value for things that you did, but you were punished for things you didn't do. Does that make sense? So there was not an equal give and take when it comes to your worth. And I think, of course, not everyone's story, but you've had to be very independent. And so you're very hard on yourself when you don't succeed in certain things, or you feel like you don't, do things in the right order or right way. It's like things that other people perhaps would just kind of brush to the side and go on with. You make yourself just sit in the corner and think about what you did. You know what I mean? And of course you see how the way I said it is? It's like you're punishing yourself. And you're not seeing that it was something that was, it just was, some stuff was not in your control. And it's just, it's things that have already happened, and you can't go back, and you can't change time. You have to accept the way that things are, and, stop punishing yourself for it. Yeah. It's almost like some of you may feel like you've caused your own pain in a way. And I think it's time for you to grow on past that. I think you need to pick yourself up, is what I think. And you know, turn around and give yourself a hug and be proud of yourself that you actually did go through it and you made it to the other side. See, sometimes we don't even recognize that we actually have made it to the other side because we're still grieving over things not going the way that we would like them to. And you don't realize you're actually here on the other side of it. See, you're in the safer zone from where you once were. So there's this energy here of needing to stop blaming yourself for something. I think that once you get through that part of it, I think that, sorry guys, my phone was going off. I think that once you get through that part of it, and you see how my phone went off when I was saying that, I think that you'll be able to transition, or you may even have a new calling, by the way, with my phone doing that. You may actually have a new calling that comes into play. Some kind of goal or something that you, something may fall in your lap. Well, that went in a weird way, didn't it? That's just flipped. That just did 180. They're done with that. Let's talk about this. That's what it felt like. Like, okay, we're done with that. Now let's talk about your dreams. Let's talk about this, okay? So I think that's what the tarot is going to tell us about. Okay. Mercy. Moving into, this is the Rosy, actually this I think is called the Rosy Dreams deck. I just now realized that. I think that's what it's called. Interesting. Okay. Let's see if we can figure out what the changes are that are ahead for you here. I know I spent a lot of time on those oracles. Look at that. It's the star. Oh my gosh, I did not know that these were so like that. Okay, there we go. We're going to put that there. That's Aquarius energy. The star. That's pretty awesome. So there's some kind of desire or wish, or this could also represent that healing. What else? What are the changes ahead? Queen of Cups. What are the changes ahead? You have a Ten of Swords here in reverse. There's healing here. That's what's ahead. There's some serious healing going on. You have a Two of Wands, so there's some kind of plans here that are being made or a direction that's being taken. Wow, Page of Pentacles. For some of you, you may be getting some kind of offers. You may be having, this is the new beginning. I want to go ahead and get clarifiers though. I know these cards are tiny, but they're pretty. We have Cancer energy here again. Water sign and Aquarius. Why is the star here? What is this about? The Six of Cups. For some of you, there's healing in a relationship, past relationship that's here. Or a relationship that is healing. Okay, so take that how it resonates. We'll keep going to see. Why is the Queen of Cups here? Well, okay. I don't know if I'm going to take this for the Queen of Cups, because I think it's more for this Six of Cups, just because the way it came out in my hand, because I was thinking about it. So the Five of Cups and the Hermit in reverse. This is like breaking your silence about some regrets or mistakes or loss, or I mean, we talked all about this, guys. This is getting out of your head too as well about the regrets and the mistakes. There's love here, or there's a really nurturing energy that's here with that Queen of Cups. You have Virgo energy there with the Hermit as well. Tell me about the... If there's two stories here, okay? So I'm just going to just talk and we'll see how it goes. There may be a past energy here. Someone that you have a soul tie or soul connection with. Or someone that you have a deep connection here with. Could be someone you've just known for a long time. But this is some kind of a healing or some kind of wish or desire that you have when it comes to this person. And there's someone here, I feel like, breaking their silence perhaps about some mistakes or regrets or disappointment or sadness. There's sadness here. In a loving way or a nurturing kind of way. Tell me about the Ten of Swords in the reverse. Wow. Okay, so there's some serious healing here that's going on. And you have a King of Cups, Queen of Cups. So if you have headphones on, that's why I just gasped. There's definitely a relationship here, an emotional connection that's here, where there's improvements that are being made. With this Ten of Swords in reverse. Or this is a connection that is very healing for you. It will help you to recover from some sort of ending, whether it's with this person or if this is someone new. This is something that you've waited for, something that you've wished for, and it's something that's very healing. It will help you to get your emotions back into balance. This is someone that's going to connect with you on an emotional level, that's going to help you to improve, maybe even recover from some sort of ending for some of you. Like maybe you just went through a brutal ending of some sort, or you're just still recovering here from something even. This could also be a regeneration. So just take it how you want it. Let's say that. Okay, I know I get people all the time that are like, I don't want somebody from my past. Take this how it fits or resonates for you, because like I said before, you're in a manifestation energy anyways. So if you're looking at this reading, if you're wanting someone new and you're seeing the star in the Six of Cups as having that wish come true, that soulmate energy that's there, then take that on as yours. For those of you who've been wishing and waiting for someone to return and to heal that connection, take that on, take this on as this is yours. Either way, there's a connection here that is going to come in that is very healing, and will help you to open up and help you to stabilize your emotions. Wow. You have the Two of Wands and the Three of Wands. So this is Five of Wands here. So there's been some challenges. There's been some things that have been difficult. This could also be like outside influences being a part of what's been causing some kind of disappointment here, or sadness. And whatever's been in the way of things is what's going to be clearing. Okay, so it's almost like you've waited, or someone here has been waiting for a particular moment in time, or wanting to make plans. And this is what you're seeing. You're seeing somebody that's, it's almost like somebody has, okay, some seeds are being planted here. Page of Pentacles. What's the Page of Pentacles? The Eight of Pentacles. Yep, there it is. There's seeds here that are being planted as far as working towards or progressing towards something. Okay? And this is the changes that are coming. This is good, guys. This is really good with these changes. I do feel like, though, for a lot of you, even though this is something that's going to be healing for you, I think there's still some things that, like we talked about in the beginning, you need to address in order to fully feel or fully gain from this experience. Why is the Six of Cups here? The Tower. That right there, you know what that looks like? That looks like something that happened between two people here, or something that happened abruptly or very fast. This could be like a sudden wish that you had just landed in your lap, like I said earlier, or something to that nature. But calm down. Take a breath. Talking to myself, I'm sorry. This can also be something that was very destructive in the past like something needed to happen. This is what we talked about here. It's tying it into together. Something needed to happen here that was, you may have felt like everything was being destroyed. You may have felt like everything that you desired or that you wanted, or whatever destruction there was. And this is what I meant by leaving something and knowing that you're on the in the safe zone. Whatever this was for you guys, different for everybody. Something that happened that rattled you significantly, some kind of event or something. This is what you're healing from, or you will be healing from. Give me one for that, Hermit. Judgment. Judgment. Someone here, I feel like, is going to express their truth, or has expressed their truth around some sort of mistake or disappointment, perhaps some sort of regret. This could be like somebody not wanting to regret expressing their truth. This is a renewal. This is a new beginning here with the Judgment. Double Scorpio energy, by the way. And Virgo here. And Cancer. So it's like, this is something that you've really been overanalyzing there. Making a judgment call. Or expressing some sort of truth. This is what you've been overanalyzing. It has to do with how you feel. This Judgment is like freeing yourself. Freeing yourself from something that you were... What is this? Give me one more for this. You overthought something, didn't you? Yeah. It's a Nine of Pentacles. You could have overthought your independence, like here. You could have overthought what was going to make you happy. And that may have to do with your independence. I don't know. You could have overthought someone or what someone has to offer you. Tell me about... Tell me about the King of Cups. Five of Swords. That's 15 swords there. That's the devil, number 15 in tarot. I think that you're breaking yourself free from some sort of ending and some sort of conflict around an ending. I think that you're finding peace here with this. There's the Empress is underneath the bottom of the deck that's kind of staring at me with the World. I think that you're making peace with some sort of conflict or betrayal. You're getting over a sadness, guys, and freeing yourself from that. And moving into a more balanced place. There is conflict here, though. I think this may be something that some of you have to face. Death. Transformation. That's this card here. This is what you have to face. You're conflicted here about this. This is like, should you end something? This is what we talked about up here. Something that has to end, but will have a restart in a different type of way. And you need to see a different perspective about this new beginning and what it looks like. And you're just having a hard time doing that. the death is about needing to let things go. And there may have been some sort of betrayal or conflict. Or again, that guilt, you know, that's laying on you in some way that you're needing to release or let go of in order to find the peace that you're looking for. And I think you could be thinking about, you know, this in a physical way with someone, whether maybe you can let go of some sort of conflict or not, or if you should end something here, or if you should have a resurrection. The transformation that's here is you're changing the conflict. So it's like if some of you have been worried about someone betraying you, or if you've been concerned about something going on, or someone, you know, kind of, yeah, it's just, I mean, betraying you. I think this is something that you're changing, that's going to be improving. Like the fear of betrayal, or the fear of a lack of trust, or something like that. This is going to be a transition moving forward. And it's going to help you to open up and to make some plans here. So tell me about this. Why is this 3 of Wands and the 2 of Wands here? Wow, it just jumped out at me. You have a 7 of not Pentacles. You have a 7 of Cups. So this is about choices, making choices. And this is that dreamy energy that we talked about. You may find yourself in your dreams a lot because you're thinking about what are the possibilities here, maybe for the future. But there's lots of different ones, and you have to be cautious, or you have to be careful here, because there could be some dreams that you may have, or possible options that you may have that may not be the best ones. So it's like you're really kind of looking at these and thinking about it before you just make that choice. This could have to do with a move, or a relocation, or closing out a cycle, or starting a new cycle somewhere. You're looking at your options. You're looking at your choices. There's a little bit of fantasy going on with the possibilities of that. You know, the 7 of Cups is a fun card because it's like, ooh, yeah, there's some scary things there, right? This could go really bad. Like those are the nightmares that we talked about. But then there's also really fun dreams in there. There's fantasies of escapism, you know, and like, you know, beyond reality kind of things that are going. And then there's also some practicability that's in some of those cups. And it's like your mind's just wandering in all these different kinds of ways. Now remember, this is what's going to be changing once you get through some of this. For some of you, you may have this return. It may be something that's kind of shocking that comes in with someone wanting to heal a situation. And this may be somebody that is regretting choosing to be single here for some of you. They're kind of breaking their silence about that, and they want to have some sort of restart. This is someone that you're conflicted about. And I think for some of you, you will choose to kind of let this go and heal and move forward. And I think for some of you, you may choose to reconcile with this person. I do feel like it might be different for everybody, what you choose. But either way, you're going to step into a place where you're making plans for your future, and there's a lot of possibilities that are there for you. You're just making sure that you make the right decisions. And then there's an offer being made, or an offer being made to you. For some of you, this may be your own independence. We did see the claim your independence with this here. This can also represent not regretting making a decision for yourself, and that's something else we talked about up there. But choosing to work towards some sort of new beginning, or choosing to work towards Making something here for yourself, your own happiness. It's funny, I talked about rainbows here in your reading, and there's rainbows all over these cards. Tell me about the Eight of Pentacles with that Page of Pentacles. Look at that. Commitment. For some of you, it's like working towards a commitment. For some of you, you could be working towards a commitment here with somebody. Yeah. You're seeing this in a different way than you've seen it before. You're seeing, this is kind of cool, you're seeing something grounded. Like the possibilities of something grounded that you haven't seen before. If you haven't got to this yet, you will. Okay, this is what the changes are. You're going to offer some kind of commitment here. Someone's going to offer some sort of commitment here to progress or move forward or work on something. It could be just a more committed partnership, or this could have to do with work for some of you, or just in life in general. You stay more committed to yourself and working on yourself. Okay. But there's obviously some sort of relationship here for most everybody, right? I just feel like some of you are going to choose to take that, and some of you are going to choose not to. And there's definitely, for some of you, someone here that you could be, some pain here in the past that you could be releasing. Anything else that I'm missing here? Anything at all? Anything else I'm missing? Changes ahead? Anything else? Came right over. You got to take action, though. Knight of Swords. You have to take some kind of action here, okay? You have to stick to your truth or make that plan and do it. Be honest with yourself about that. Hanged Man. That's what I was looking for. In reverse. Yeah. This is I think, one of the things you struggle with, too, is actually, like, making that plan and then sticking to the plan and get off that pole of anxiety. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I've tortured myself long enough at seeing this in this different point of view or perspective, and it's time for me to untie myself, the blood's rushing to my head, and take some action here with this. So that's something that's there. Try not to be in analysis paralysis there for too long, and actually go for it, right? And you have a Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Not everybody's story, but for some of you, definitely, you know, there is a release perhaps here of someone. Like some pain maybe you've been holding on to. Queen of Cups. So, I mean, not Queen of Cups. Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. And woo, the Ace of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. The Moon. There's the Moon. Okay. If you've been feeling kind of curious or unsure about making a choice or a choice between something, I think that you're going to find the clarity it is that you need, and you're going to feel confident about making this decision. It could be someone or it's just something. Whatever this is, it's something that you've been in your head about, something that you've been worried about, something that you were unsure if you could trust, and you're making a decision. And you're going to feel good about it. You're going to feel confident in the decision that you're making. Moving forward. Let's carry on. What kind of energies? These have been long readings, but it's been a while. Been a while since I've been here, and I'm enjoying them. What kind of energies can you tell me that pile 3 need to be in moving forward with these changes? What kind of energy does pile 3 need to be in moving forward with the changes? She's a unicorn. So either be thinking this about yourself, perhaps, you know, be acknowledging your own value, your own worth here, of course. It could be somebody else here, too, that you see that way as well. One of a kind, hard to find, and irreplaceable. And you have complexities here. So you have situationship, tricky situation, or hard to figure out. So this may be somebody that maybe you're in a situationship with, or it's just maybe a tricky situation that you're dealing with. This could be the shadow part of this, you know, this experience, whatever that means to you guys. But I do feel like that this could be somebody that you're dealing with as well that could be hard to figure out, but this is the energy you're supposed to be in moving forward. So acknowledging that there may be a situation that is a tricky situation or is hard to figure out what to do or how to, you know, there may be some obstacles there, challenges that you're met with, but know that you, again, you're irreplaceable. You're one of a kind. And, you know, you're worth the challenges that you're going to be facing here. I think that's what they're kind of trying to explain to you, that you're worth the challenges that you're going to be facing. Exploring the waters. There's someone better. Keep your options open and figure out what you really want. So the energy going into this right here is this right here. This right here is those emotions I was talking about. Exploring that there is emotions that are here. You know, figure out what it is that you really want when it comes to the emotions that you feel. For some of you, not everybody, okay? General reading. There is something to do here with a situation, going into something where there's a situation that may be very complex, and you're really needing to focus on how you feel about certain things. And in order to step into your power, it's almost like, I'm trying to figure out the best way to describe the feeling I'm feeling. It's kind of difficult. It's almost like don't take on more than you can handle. That's the energy I'm feeling moving forward with this. It's not literal, see, for me. These are emotions, because I'm asking about what kind of energy should you be in going into this. And it's like, don't take on more than what you feel like you can handle at the time. Because then you'll just end up beating yourself up, you know, if it doesn't go the way that you anticipate. There's an energy here of needing to take things slow and explore how it is that you really feel. I don't think that this actually means there's somebody better, because you have one of a kind. But for some of you, if you're walking away from something here and you are moving into independent energy, this is explaining to you that what was here, that there's something better, you know, in the future for you. That especially if that was a situationship or something that someone was, you know, not wanting to commit to, or if it was just a situation that you just didn't need to be in, you know, because you're basically, I mean, bottom line is you're irreplaceable. So if somebody else can't see that, you know, figure out what you really want when it comes to that. Okay, I could just go on and on and on. So let's get some of these. And I will if y'all let me. Tell me more. Anything I'm missing here for the changes ahead? Well, yes, we are in Mercury retrograde right now. So this could be one reason to take this slow, because there could be some kind of communication or something getting in the way. There's some kind of challenges here. Maybe they're wanting you just to get through retrograde before you go into something here. This is also your past coming back around, perhaps. Give me some more. Anything I'm missing here with this? Open up your heart. Yeah. You know what this looks like? It's like, don't let your past keep you from opening your heart up or attracting something new. It says, it will help you attract more love, and then they'll be back, is at the bottom. Expect to hear from them soon. So for some of you, and it's a water sign, which we've talked all kinds of about, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. For some of you, you may be hearing from someone because it's retrograde, and that's just what happens. That's just what happens. They're wanting you to open your heart up to this so that you can heal from this. And then make your judgment call. And do what you want to do here with death. Whether that's end this, or see this as something that you're just not going to be able to move past this Five of Swords. This could be conflict, you know, this could be something that you just, it's like something that you just can't move on from, you know. But figuring that out and then making a choice moving forward. Okay. Okay. Advice. I'll get 2 advice cards and then we will close with some initials because y'all's was pretty long. Advice for pile 3 moving forward. Love your shadow. I talked about as your shadow. Accept and work through the flaws in yourself so that you can learn to accept others as they are. Yep. Anything else? Overthinking. And be honest. We talked so much about this. Overthinking. Playing negative scenarios in your head is creating issues which weren't there in the first place. Yeah. And be honest. Heart-to-heart conversations are necessary. It is safe for you to talk about your feelings. So we talked about that, guys. Needing to express yourself and release that, or whatever, regenerate, whatever it is that you're wanting to do with that situation. But needing to have that heart-to-heart conversation so you can release what you've been holding on to. Don't overthink it. Patience is here. Some things still need to be dealt with for this connection to manifest in boundaries. So if you've been running into roadblocks and some things, it could be that there is, you know, obviously some blockages that are here because there's some things here that need to be dealt with within the situation in order for a connection that you want to manifest properly. Okay? That's the emotional baggage there that you're holding on to. Okay, postcard from Spirit, and then we'll close this out with some initials. Postcard from Spirit for pile 3, please. And I am starting to lose my voice. Okay. Celebrate life. Okay. Dearest you, we need you to know that you can change things miraculously for you and everyone and make things right. It's never too late. Look at this. Forgiveness is about releasing yourself from the burden of an old story. One in which that you were a victim of someone else's actions or your own. I talked about that, guys, up here. You don't need to carry this around. You can set yourself free. That is so significant, whatever this is. Seriously, this is something that you really need to release here. Even advocating for good because of this experience requires your forgiveness to be effective. Forgiveness is never about condoning things that were done. It's about letting yourself off the hook from carrying the burden. Didn't I say you need to give yourself a break? Resentment and hurt are like viruses that spread to others. And this is the opposite of what you really desire, right? Imagine what your life would be like without the burdens that you carry when you do not forgive. You can do it. Everyone over here believes in you and adores you. Yeah. Wow. Had to get that one last message in there, didn't I? Just to reiterate that one more time. Okay. Be easy on yourself. There's a song called Easy. And, gosh, I'm going to have to look it up now real quick. Dang it. I can't think of her name. It's just called Easy, I think. Easy. Sorry, guys. feel like it's important. Be Easy. It's called Be Easy. It's by Michelle Ann? Is that how you say that? It's not Michelle. Michelle Ann. It's basically a song that talks about, it says, it's no wonder that you are tired and wore out. You wake up every morning wondering what it's all about. It's no wonder that you're tired and wore out. It's no wonder that you're feeling blue. You think the whole world's forgotten about you. It's no wonder that you're feeling pretty blue. My friend, be easy on yourself. I am one of many who want you to be well. My friend, be easy on yourself. When you're all alone and no one's around to hear you out, you can call me up any night or day. I will come around. When bitterness and pain have darkened your heart and mind, I will love you just the same as you were in full light. Oh, mercy. Y'all have the cheetah, which is about, to me, endurance and strength within yourself. And then you have the strawberry, which for me represents, you know, paying attention to the sweet things in life. The natural things in life that are sweet and are happy and joyful. You know, there are still those things. Even if sometimes those things are little things, there's still lots of little things. You know, we have up here, so maybe relevant. Maybe they're saying look up. You have a U, N, P, A, and a Q. Yeah, pan out. You don't know how everything's going to pan out. That's one of the things that they want to kind of remind you, especially if you're having some kind of, you know, getting trapped in your head here and negative scenarios are playing out. Like, you have no idea how it will really pan out. And it could be, you know, crazy how everything comes together. It's crazy how everything comes together sometimes, isn't it? All right, guys. We have nap here, so maybe you should go take a nap. Maybe you should do some meditation naps. I like to do those myself. They're never intended, but always appreciated. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave you here. Thank you so much if you stayed till the end, because, my God, this was a long reading. But I do appreciate y'all, and I love you guys so much, and all your comments and your subscriptions and your support and likes, and I appreciate every single one of you. Hopefully the background noise wasn't too bad. I know I heard George in there as well. But thanks, guys, for being here, and I hope to see you soon.